Hello ladies and gentlemen, Zackary here bringing you another Minecraft Modern Warfare vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and doing a redesign for the Rooikat 105. The Rooikat, which translates to Red Cat, is a South African armored reconnaissance vehicle equipped with a stabilized 76mm high velocity gun for organic, anti-tank, and fire support purposes. It is capable of giving the same performance and using the same ammunition as the Auto Merla 76 naval gun, albeit with new percussion primers. The version we have in front of us here is the 105mm version, which was designed to be a upgraded version of the Rooikat, giving it a stronger anti-tank capability, and also giving it the ability to use standardized 105mm NATO shells. This vehicle also saw various upgrades in terms of thermal imaging, more weaponry such as a additional 7.62mm gun, and various other little optics and quality of life improvements to make it a better model overall. It's overall a really interesting vehicle and is probably one of my favorite four-wheeled armored vehicles really out there so far. It just has a really nice clean look to it, and it's overall a really cool vehicle. So yeah, nice redesign for the vehicle. It's been a long time since we did the Rooikat, so it's nice to come back and rebuild it and have this nice new design using some of the new blocks and basically an upgrade style from when I last built this. Anyways, let's go ahead and kind of dive into it, take a look at what we're going to be doing and building exactly, and obviously get into the tutorial from there. This is a South African vehicle, so that's also pretty cool. We don't have too many of those, so it's nice to see South Africa again back into the fray. They do definitely have some interesting vehicles, that's for sure. Anyway, to start off with, we have basically the front sloped armor here, driver's viewport, some side mirrors, all that stuff. As I mentioned, it is a 4-axle or 8-wheeled vehicle, and you can see here we have that all on the sides. We have the turret itself here, obviously with the 105mm gun. The turret looks very similar to that of the standardized Rooikat with the 76. It's just a slightly longer gun, and realistically speaking, the gun would obviously be a little bit thicker, but with Minecraft we really can't show that thickness change too much. Up on top here we do have a commander's cupola, all that, and basically all the top detailing here for the roof here of the Rooikat, and optics, all that fun stuff. The coaxial mounted 7.62mm. And as we get to the back here, we have basically all the vents over the engine bay and all that various details and all that stuff. So overall, a really nice looking model, and again, it's going to make an awesome addition to any of your modern conflicts that you maybe want to throw a cool kind of South African vehicle in. Anyways, let's go ahead and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer. Alright guys, go ahead and move into our first layer. We're going ahead and start off with layer 1. For layer 1, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down 2 nether brick stairs upside down back to each other like that. We then want to go and go off the second nether brick stair of 1, 2, and 3, polished andesite top slabs over, a nether brick stair come off the side of this polished andesite top slab, and a nether brick stair come off the back of the stairs, so you have these 2 stairs like that and the axle in between them. From this, we're going to go ahead and take our smooth sandstone and place down a row 3 of smooth sandstone top slabs across, like so. We're going to go ahead and place down an additional row 3 of smooth sandstone top slabs, followed by a row 3 of polished andesite top slabs, and again, on both sides, or coming off the side of this row 3 of polished andesite top slabs, we're going to place down a nether brick stair like that to both sides and an upside down stair coming off it going forward. So you have something that looks like this here for the front so far. From this, we're going to place down another 2 rows of 3 of smooth sandstone top slabs like that going across. We're going to place down a row 3 of polished andesite top slabs, nether brick upside down stair coming off the back of it, and same thing over here as well to this side. We then want to go ahead and fill in the space here in between these nether brick stairs of a row 3 of smooth sandstone top slabs, followed by a second row 3. And then we're going to place down another row 3 of polished andesite top slabs. On both sides of this row 3 of polished andesite top slabs, we're going to place down a nether brick upside down stair, and a nether brick upside down stair coming off those 2 stairs toward the back like so. And once we have that all done there, that is going to wrap up what we have here for layer 1. Here's what it should look like from up above, and that pretty much gives you a good idea of what your wheelbase here is going to be for the vehicle. And that right there is going to wrap up layer 1. Let's move into our next layer, layer number 2. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into our next layer, we have layer number 2. For layer 2, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to take our nether brick stairs and place down 2 stairs back to back on top of these nether brick upside down stairs, like this, all the way around the vehicle. And we're going to do this for each wheel so that we have a total of 8 of these wheels complete. And just like that. After that's done, we're going to go to the polished andesite top slabs here. We're going to place down a stone brick wall to both sides like that, and we're going to go ahead and then place down, or sorry, my bad, it's going to be for this first row in the front here. It is going to be, actually my bad, that is correct. We're going to have a stone brick wall on both sides here, anvil in the center, and we're going to do this for each one of our axles. So we're going to go and go to each one of these rows of 3 of polished andesite, and we're going to do this basically all the way along here. After that, we're going to then take our smooth sandstone. We're going to go to the front and focus our attention to that section first. Now in the front here, we're going to start off by placing down a smooth sandstone block there in the middle. And then to both sides of it, we're going to place down a gray shulker box like this on that side. From that, we're going to place down a sandstone upside down stair coming off that block right there, and a sandstone upside down corner stair to both sides like so. Coming off the 2 sandstone corner stairs, we're going to place down an item frame to both sides with a snowball in it. And then we're going to place down a skeleton skull coming off this sandstone upside down stair. From this point here, we're going to take our smooth sandstone and place down a row 3 across, followed by a second row 3, filling in this middle space, and then on both sides here, in between these nether brick stairs, we're going to place down a sandstone top slab to both sides, followed by a birchwood sign on the side of that slab. Like so. After that, we're going to grab our birchwood planks. We're going to place down 2 rows of 3 of birchwood planks across. We're going to then place down a tripwire hook on the sides of the first row 3, and then a birchwood trapdoor on the sides here of the second row. After that, we're going to take our smooth sandstone blocks. We're going to place down a row 3 across here, followed by a second row 3, and a sandstone top slab, again to both sides like that. From this point here, we're going to place down a row 3 of smooth sandstone across. We're going to then take our sandstone walls. We're going to place down a row 3 of sandstone walls coming off those 3 blocks, a sandstone top slab to both sides, and a birchwood sign coming off the sides here of the slabs like that toward the back. On the side of the slabs, we're going to place down an item frame, and we're going to then place down a orange stained glass block in the item frames like so. We then want to place down our item frame here next to those 2 walls, and we're going to place down a tripwire hook in the item frames and rotate them around so that they are facing downwards like that. And then in the very center here, we're going to place down a skeleton skull coming off that center sandstone wall. After that's all done there, that is going to pretty much wrap it up for our wheelbase here. If you do want to go ahead and add an additional feature, which is these banners here on the sides of the wheels, which kind of give it a better kind of wheel look, at least in my opinion. I'm going to show you guys how to do that next with the banners. Again, it's kind of an optional thing. Some people like it, some people don't, so you can include it if you want. However, I'm going to go ahead and move into the next part of the tutorial, which I'm going to be showing you guys that, and then we'll move on to layer 3. Anyways, let's move on to making those banners. Alright guys, go ahead and move it into making these banners. So to begin with, we're going to be going ahead and placing down a loom. We're going to need black banners, 2 yellow dye, and 2 black dye. If you do want to change the color of the vehicle to green, for example, you would use green dye instead of the yellow dye. So pretty straightforward there, pretty self-explanatory. To begin with, we're going to place down a black banner in the loom and our yellow dye. We're going to go and select this line here that goes across the left side of the banner, and that's going to be our first banner. Our second banner, we're going to go ahead and basically do the line over here on the right side. So we have these 2 banners like that. We're going to go and put our banner into our loom, our black dye, and we're going to go and select the bottom line here of black, and then we're going to then select the top row here, so you get basically a C shape here with your black. And that's going to be your first wheel. We're going to go do the same thing for the second banner. So the bottom line here, and then the top line like that. And you get these 2 banners like this. We then want to go ahead and go to each one of these nether brick wheels, and we're going to place down a banner wheel here on the sides all the way around. So just like this for each one of our 8 wheels. And once we have that all complete there, that is going to basically wrap up what we have for the banners, and with that we'll complete layer number 2 for the build. With that, let's move into layer number 3. Alright guys, go ahead and move on to our next layer. We'll be moving into layer 3. For layer 3 to begin with, we're going to place down a birchwood trapdoor coming off the sides here of these sandstone upside down corner stairs. We then want to go and go to the space above these, and we're going to place down a row of 5 of daylight detectors across, and we're going to go and then place down the birchwood, or make sure the birchwood trapdoors are closed like so. So the birchwood trapdoors were from the previous layer and something I did forget to add, so make sure those are added on. Anyways, to go ahead and continue, we're going to place down a row of 5 of sandstone slabs across. We then want to go and place down a row of 1, 2, 3 sandstone stairs over here on the left side. In this space right here, we're going to place down a birchwood trapdoor, and we're going to then place down a sandstone stair to the side there of it like so. Coming off the sides here of these sandstone stairs, we're going to place down an item frame on both sides with a tripwire hook in the item frame, And like we did for the back item frames with tripwire hooks, we're going to rotate it around so it's facing downwards like so. We then want to go and place down a skeleton skull, come off the side of this sandstone slab to both sides like that. After that's done, we're going to place down a sandstone block, a smooth sandstone block here to both sides, a birchwood sign on the side of it. And we're going to then place down a black stained glass block behind this trapdoor here, and then 2 smooth sandstone blocks over, filling in that space. After that's done, we're going to place down a row of 3 of smooth sandstone blocks across the center here, followed by a sandstone upside down stair to both sides. We're going to go ahead and place down a smooth sandstone block here in the middle, stone brick wall to both sides, and then a sandstone top slab again to both sides like that. From that, we're going to then place down a row of 3 of birchwood planks, followed by a second row of 3, and then 1 and 2 sandstone top slabs, and 1 and 2 like that. For this point, we're going to then place down a sandstone block here in the middle, followed by a stone brick wall to both sides, and then a sandstone top slab again to both sides like that. We're going to place down a row of 3 of smooth sandstone across, a sandstone upside down stair again to both sides, and we're going to then place down a row of 5 of smooth sandstone blocks across with a birchwood sign on both sides. We're going to then place down another smooth sandstone block here in the center, followed by a stone brick wall to both sides, and then a sandstone upside down stair. And after that, we're going to place down another row of 3 of smooth sandstone blocks across, followed by again a sandstone upside down stair to both sides. We're going to then place down a sandstone wall here in the corners, and then in between these sandstone walls, we're going to place down a row of 3 of looms. Coming off the sides here of these walls, we're going to place down an item frame with a red bed in the item frame, rotate around on that side, and then a birchwood sign on the side there of the walls like that. And after we have that all done there, that is going to basically wrap up the back there, and with that, that's going to wrap up what we have here for layer 3. Let's go ahead and move on to our next layer, layer number 4. Alright guys, moving on to our next layer, we have layer number 4. For layer 4 to begin with, we're going to place down a birchwood trapdoor on top of this one here on the front. Going back from it, we're going to place down a daylight detector, and then a sandstone slab. To the side of this sandstone slab, we're going to place down a daylight detector over here, and then 1, 2, 3 off to the other side. Coming off these daylight detectors, we're going to place down birchwood trapdoors, so we're going to make sure that birchwood trapdoors are closed like so. With that done, we're going to then place down a row of 3 of sandstone full blocks across the middle here, followed by a sandstone slab to both sides. From that, we're going to then place down a row of 3 of sandstone walls on the side, so 1, 2, 3, and over here, 1, 2, 3. In the space in between the sandstone stairs, we're going to place down rows of 3 of smooth sandstone blocks. We want to go and then place down a row 3 of smooth sandstone blocks across, followed by a sandstone wall to both sides. We're going to go and then place down a row 5 of sandstone walls across as well. And we're going to then take our sandstone stairs, place down a row 3 of sandstone stairs, and a sandstone corner stair to both sides like so. Throw off the sides of the corner stair, we're going to place down an item frame, and in that item frame we want to go and place down a tripwire hook, rotated so that it's facing downwards like so. We're going to go and then take our smooth sandstone blocks, we're going to place down 2 rows of 3 across the middle here, and then 1 and 2 sandstone stairs back, and 1 and 2 back from the corner stair. On the very back here, we're going to place down an item frame on those 2 smooth sandstone blocks here on the sides, sandstone blocks in the item frames, and a birchwood sign over them like so. And then over here to the left side, we're going to place down an item frame, and in that item frame, we're going to place down an iron bar like that. With that all done, we're also going to go and go back up to the front here, go into these skeleton skulls. We're going to place down an end rod that goes up from them, and then a skeleton skull on top of the end rod at a very slight angle like that on both sides. And once that's all done there, that is going to basically complete what we have here for layer number 4. And with that, let's go ahead and move into our next layer, layer number 5. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 5. For layer 5 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go ahead and place down a black shulker box coming off this sandstone block there in the middle, followed by a sandstone stair to both sides. Coming off the sandstone stair over here to the right side, we're going to place down an item frame, followed by a black bed in the item frame, and a birchwood sign over it like so. We then want to go and go off the shulker box with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8 sandstone walls, and then a skeleton skull there on the end. And then we want to go and then take our birchwood signs. We're going to go ahead and go to the 3rd and 4th sandstone slab, and we're going to place down 2 birchwood signs along there. And then on the bottom of those 2 slabs, we're going to place down 2 birchwood trapdoors on the bottom there, like so. After that's done, we're going to place down in row 3 of smooth sandstone blocks across, followed by a sandstone stair to both sides. We're going to place down another row of 3 of smooth sandstone across, followed by again another sandstone wall to both sides. And over here on the left side only, we're going to place down a item frame, a sign over the item frame, and then a smooth sandstone block in the item frame like so. We're going to then place down another row 3 of smooth sandstone blocks, a sandstone wall to both sides, and we're going to go ahead and repeat the same thing one more time. So row 3 of sandstone blocks across and a sandstone wall again to both sides. When we get to this point, we're going to place down a row 3 of sandstone blocks across, followed by a second row 3. And we want to go ahead and then take nether brick stairs. We're going to place down 1 and 2. Nether brick stairs to the side here, and 1 and 2. Around the sides and back here of these birchwood, or these nether brick stairs, we're going to go ahead and take birchwood signs and wrap them around like so. And after that's done, the last thing for us to do here on the back is to go and take stone pressure plates and place down 2 rows of 3 across those blocks there on the back for the vents. And with that all complete there, that is going to wrap up what we have here for layer number 4 for the build. With that, we're going to move into our final layers here, which are going to be layers 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. We're going to basically put all the top detail here on the turret and the radio antennas and all that stuff. So with that, let's go ahead and move into our last final layers. Alright guys, moving into our last final layers, we have layers 5 through 10. For these layers, to go ahead and get started with, we're going to place down a birchwood trapdoor on top of this sandstone block, followed by a second birchwood trapdoor to the side. We then want to place down a sandstone stair, like so, and then coming off the sandstone stair here, we're going to place down an item frame, a black bit in the item frame rotated around to its side, a birchwood sign on the back of the stair here, and then a birchwood sign coming off this sign here to both sides, just like that, to create this optics box. After that, we want to go and then take our daylight detectors. We're going to place down 1 and 2 over here and make sure we close those trapdoors if they do open. We then want to go and place down a sandstone wall. And then we want to go and place down a skeleton skull on top of the sandstone wall. And we're also going to place down a skeleton skull on top of this sandstone wall here to the side, and also the skeleton skull over here to the left side as well. From this, we're going to place down a daylight detector here in the middle, followed by a stripped birchwood log to the right side, and a skeleton skull on this sandstone wall to the right side as well. On top of that stripped birchwood log, we're going to place down a stone button, and we're going to then grab a birchwood slab and place it down next to this daylight detector over here on the opposite side. When we get to this point, we're going to place down a daylight detector that goes back from that stripped birchwood log, followed by a birchwood fence post, and then a sandstone wall here, like that. Once we have that complete there, we're going to take our birchwood trapdoors. We're going to place down a row of 3 across and close the trapdoors like so. And we're going to place down another birchwood fence post, this time on top of these nether brick stairs to both sides. And also on the left side here on this sandstone wall in the corner, we're going to place down a zombie hit or a skeleton skull here at a 45-degree angle like that. And we're going to go ahead and also take stone buttons and place down a row of 3 stone buttons on those 3 smooth sandstone blocks. When we get to this point, we're going to go ahead and grab birchwood fence posts, some skeleton skulls, and some iron bars. We're going to go to each one of these fence posts, and we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, and 4 iron bars up. And that's going to be for each one of these radio antennas, like so. And then we're going to go to the sandstone wall. We're going to place down 1 and 2 birchwood fence posts up, and a skeleton skull on the very tip there. And with that all complete there, that is going to pretty much wrap up what we have here for the Rooikat 105. Hope you guys do enjoy this build and are able to put good use. If you do end up using this design, I do ask that you guys give me proper credit for it. This may be anything from a silent build to my channel or this video if this doesn't bring you social media sites. As always, you guys give me proper credit for your free user for a project you guys are working on. Overall, enjoy the build, have fun with it, and all that fun stuff. And yeah, with that, thank you guys all again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This video to where I'll see you guys next time.